Yes, actually, I do feel great. Obviously, I'm in everything, going for a goal, so I feel great.
One of the things we talked with the coaches about in the spring was trying to figure out what the workload for you looks like. Have they given you a number in mind for touches per game they're trying to get you to?
There hasn't really been a number, but I think we are looking to do a committee backfield. We got great guys all around. Obviously, you guys see we brought in so much talent into the room, so I don't think it'll be a one-man show or anything. I think it'll be a committee.
You mentioned the new faces. What are your early impressions as everyone's arrived here?
I love them. I'm close with all of them, actually. I hang out with them almost every day, playing the game, just chilling, just having fun. So the guys outside of football are great, and then in football, we're just brothers.
What was the process like for you, your decision to stay at the program, and then were you ever close to thinking about leaving the program?
No, there wasn't really a decision to make in like all reality. I knew I wanted to come back. I love it here. It's a great opportunity. Obviously we run the ball, so there was really no question in my mind to leave here because, they put me in the best position to be great. And then, I just love the guys, so it just never really crossed my mind.
Darius, what were the biggest things you learned in your first season running the ball in Big Ten?
I learned that everybody does their job. So, you got to really make plays happen. Because everybody's going to be in the right fits, everybody's going to be in the right spot. So the biggest thing is you have to also do your job, and that's for me to make people miss, break tackles. So that was the biggest thing.
Do you have the Michigan game circled on your calendar?
I wouldn't necessarily say just Michigan circle. I feel like it's a great opportunity to play everybody. I'm excited for the season in general. But obviously I'm from Michigan, so it's a great opportunity to play in front of family at Michigan, so I probably have a lot of family there. And then also, it's always fun to play it in your home state. Always be great to beat the teams that, that we play against, that I've been watching my whole life. So, it'll be fun. I'm really excited for everybody, honestly.
Given the strong season that you had last year at the start and kind of at the end as well, what did you feel like? You're not going to surprise anybody at this point, so what do you feel like are going to be the improvements you're going to try to make to take your game to the next level?
So right off the bat, obviously, my health. Make sure I'm taking care of my body as best as possible. Last year, that was kind of like the learning curve coming in. It's really important for me to take care of my body for myself, and then obviously, it'll be the same as last year, in my opinion. It's time to go. Once the season gets rolling, DT is gonna be DT. But the guys, it's a lot of the O-line and tight ends, they play a big role in that. Obviously, because they're blocking for me. So those are the guys in the trenches. So I'm excited though.
Darius, how tough was it to miss that time with the injury last year? And then was it equally as gratifying to put a ball in the season like you did in the bowl game?
Yeah, it was tough. Like I said, it was a learning curve. So honestly, I feel like it taught me a lot. It made me understand that it's really important to take care of your body. That's kind of like being a pro early. They always tell me that I need to become a pro right now before I even go to the pros because I have to understand the things that I will have to do at that time, and that'll ultimately lead me there. So I feel like that was the biggest thing that I was going through in that process. And then the bowl game was just being me. I was back, fully healthy, felt great. So I was just out there playing with the guys. It was a great experience.
You stand next to Max pretty much every play. Just what has he brought to this offense that maybe wasn't there last year?
I feel like he's brought a lot of just leadership. He's brought the guys together. We went on our trip to Atlanta, and it was a great experience. It was a great bonding experience, and I feel like he's really brought the team together, and he's become that very vocal leader. And I feel like that's something that we needed and will need from here on out. And I think that he's done a great job of doing that.
Max also has an extensive history of throwing to tailbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Has he brought that up at all in the 7 months he's been?
Yeah, he brings it up all the time. We're playing 7-on-7. He'll drop it down to the running back, and it's very blatant that he is looking for us. If it's there, he's gonna throw it. He just goes through his progression, and if that's what his progression goes to, he's gonna throw the ball. So I feel like it's great. I love it. I love catching the ball. So it's awesome.
What do you think of the new jerseys?
I love them. It's old school, so I'm a fan of it, honestly. I just feel like it brings back some of the history we've had here, and keep going. I love them. Ain't gonna lie.
There's-
game.
You talk about coming back to play with the guys, your teammates, you
Mhm.
mentioned that. How much in the world of like a transfer portal now, how much did continuity and familiarity and chemistry kind of matter to you as well, staying with the program to continue that going?
It matters a lot to me, honestly. Great coaches, great players. I feel like I've built a family here, family away from home. Obviously, I'm not back in Michigan, so like this is my family here. Obviously, I don't know anything other than Minnesota, so like this is just kind of like where I was raised in the college football landscape. So like it's a great experience being here. I love here, and I just love the guys, honestly.
New game coming out in a week. Just what's that gonna be like playing with yourself on a game like college football?
It'll be cool. I mean, I'm excited for that, honestly. I used to play like the old NCAA 14, so that was fun. So I mean, it'll be cool to see myself in the game, honestly. That's a great opportunity, and it'll be cool, like, for my future, my kids know that I was in a video game and stuff like that, so that'll be cool.
You probably playing at what, like age 8?
I'm sorry?
14.
Yeah, I was really young. Yeah, probably about 7, 8, yeah. It's a while ago.
Darius, can you talk about the NIL part of it, where this game has come back now because of the opportunities that are there for student athletes now?
I feel like with the NIL things, I feel like it's a great opportunity for student athletes. It opens a lot of doors for student athletes, and I feel like it's a good thing. Our collective has done a great job. I appreciate them very much, and all like our supporters and donors. It's affected our whole team, so I feel like it gives everybody opportunities, and it's just a new landscape, and I feel like it's awesome, honestly.
Team chemistry for sure. I think as much time as we have together, like I said in kind of past interviews, we have very limited time together, and as much time as we can spend together as possible. That's kind of been our focus as a unit, making sure that we're spending the extra time all together and not just being individual. I think that's what our key kind of unit to success is this year.
When you first got here with Greg Harbaugh, you were at a one-on-one type of level. What type of level would you say that you're at now with him, and how you understand what you want this offense to be?
Yeah, I think we've gotten extremely close over the past 5 months. I think a lot of it is because we spend so much time together in the room. Generally speaking, I'm in there all day long on my own time, and I think just honestly just talking to each other and on a personal level, but also at a football level, builds it all together in kind of one relationship. I think that we a lot of the stuff that we talk about is not just football, but it's like, all right, hey, how was your weekend this weekend? It's more of a conversational piece. That translates a lot onto the football field because ultimately he's going to be in the mic for the whole game, and understanding how he thinks is going to help our team as a successful leader, as a unit this year, because ultimately if I'm on the same page as him, then our whole offense will be on the same page.
PJ talked about the academic piece playing a role in the decision to come here.
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing here, and how did that play into your decision?
Yeah, so I started off at New Hampshire as pre-med. I did biomedical science, and that was something I looked into, coming here to Minnesota. I started off kind of with, the general classes at Minnesota for the past spring, which helped a lot kind of get me acclimated to the school. And I'm still looking into fall classes right now. I still haven't got that solidified yet. I've been extremely busy, but I'm getting that solidified.
After going through it in practice, spring, everybody, what is giving you the confidence right now to kind of think to yourself, I think this offense is starting to come together? What's kind of giving you that confidence?
Yeah, I think it's the drive that everybody has and the want to get better. I think that's the key, piece that a lot of teams don't have sometimes when they're not successful, is people are just like kind of going through the motions. And I think what our offense and our team has done really well this summer has been attacking every single day with that mindset, because at this point, like, again, we have like 49 days or something till our first game. We have a few weeks till fall camp. Like, the guys understand what limited time we have, and I think that's been such a huge piece that's played into our success so far in the summer, and will ultimately give us success in the fall.
As somebody that's coming from the outside, how have you seen teammates reflect on last season?
I think it all just is the energy is generated in the form of in work ethic. I think there's people who are who are on the same page of like, all right, we have to make sure that this year we're attacking every single rep with the mindset of like, we don't want to be what we were last year. And that's how it should be every single year, right? You always want to get better, from where you start and where you end. I think there should be a growth mindset with every day you attack. But I think there's a feeling of like, we felt average last year. How can we overcome that? And that's by attacking every day. It's not by waiting till fall camp and all right, we'll figure it out in fall, figure it out first game. It's attacking the summer days and the spring days and the winter days with that mindset.
How far has Drake Lindsay come, and how would you characterize the development you've seen from him?
Great, he's come a long way. I'm really impressed from my point of view. Seeing him as a freshman come in, it reminds me of when I was a freshman coming to New Hampshire. I was coming in, I wanted to be the guy and learn so much and grasp so much, and Drake's done that to a really good level. He's excellent in the boardroom. He's excellent in the field. I think that he'll be a really good player for the University of Minnesota. He's a great teammate too. I think the guys like him a lot, and he's done everything right so far.
When you were under center in the spring, what did you feel like were the adjustments you had to make from going from FCS to facing a Big Ten defense?
Everyone always talks about the speed. There's always like, it's a lot different speed level, and that goes by really quickly. I'm hoping I figured it out in the first few weeks of spring ball, and I felt like I have. I think the athleticism from every position, and every position is the most athletic on the field, if that makes sense. It's like you don't really have a few people you can pick on anymore. It's like you have everybody is there is extremely athletic and smart and can play football, which makes it a lot of fun to play against, though, because ultimately, iron sharpens iron, and if you're playing against the best, then you're going to become your best.
Explosive games with Massey game last year was a storyline kind of over the season of things they wanted to improve and never really got to. Just if that's going to improve this year, just what goes into that?
Can you repeat that first part of the question,
The
please?
explosive plays in the passing game.
Okay, and then the last part was that?
Just like how you can improve that from last year, not as many, just to, what goes into making that a strength of this?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's staying on schedule too. I think when you can take explosive plays is when you're, as an offense, staying on schedule. It's hard to throw the ball down the field when it's 3rd and 12 and you have to just take a check down when they're playing drop 8. You have to get to 2nd and manageable, 2nd and short, 3rd and manageable. Like a lot of that stuff plays into explosive plays. A lot of that stuff it's hard to see from an external point of view, and then when you look at the nitty gritty of it, like we really couldn't throw an explosive there in that point. And then obviously it's making the play too, and that's coming from both standpoints, from O-line to quarterback to receiver to running back blocking or catching or making two people miss. Like there's both a lot of things that go into it, but it's also the small details that make explosive plays happen.
The trip you took to Georgia, have you seen tangible results from that with the bonding? And
Yes.
Are you guys kind of completing each other's sentences?
Yes,
on the
yeah.
field?
That was the main goal, right? We got 3 days of training, and that's a little bit of the piece. But the biggest piece was to come together as a unit. And we see now, like I spend most of my time with my guys. I mean, we were just meeting up there for the past hour together, and that's on our time because we like being around each other. And I think we all hold each other to a really high standard, which ultimately makes us want to be around each other because we want to become our best. And guys who are taking a lead in that have shown a huge, shown huge growth since that trip, and I can't wait to see how far it goes.
What has it been like navigating playing the position in this offense in particular?
I think a lot of it when you come in is like, all right, how do I become the best leader I can be? I think for the quarterback position, it all starts off the field. How much work you're putting in on your own time with your own team. For navigating it, I think there's a dynamic of trying to make sure that you're hitting every position level with the same amount of energy you can, and trying to make sure that you're giving the O-line the energy that they need, the receivers the energy that they need, the running backs, and the defense too, the whole team. It's been a really fun process. I love it. That's why I do it. I think this team has made it very fun for me to do it because they've just been so open to having me as a leader, and I can't thank them enough for that.
What's your message to Gopher fans who haven't seen you throw a pass in the game yet? And what do you hope they see when the live bulbs start flying?
Yeah, for Gopher fans, I'm just excited to, number one is take it one play at a time. I think that's kind of my game is meticulous and doing my best to keep my offense on track and stay on schedule. I think that's the key to success on any offense. And I play with my team. I don't play for myself. I make sure that our offense is successful because I put my work in, but we ultimately put our work in together as a unit collectively, and you're going to see that in the field. A very meticulous offense that scores points.
On that same line, staying in the moment, you got the jersey on, you got the pads, just everything.
Yeah.
Is this kind of symbolic in the way of what you expected kind of coming to Minnesota?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I've never had my last name on a jersey before. I don't know how to feel about that yet. I guess it's a pretty cool feeling, but I think it's awesome. I think we're gonna go for the first time is a cool feeling, and being able to rep the U of M on my jersey and my sleeve is pretty cool.
Obviously, the opener is what everybody's focused on first. You have that Rhode Island game circled at all? Because you played up in last year.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool game to be able to be a part of, but a lot of it's I'm not sure that I've focused that far ahead. I think as much as we've done, we've really attacked with a next day mindset. Attack today, then attack the next day. And it's hard to, when you're doing that, it's really hard to focus on the games that are coming ahead. Our next goal is to attack fall camp, and we're going to finish summer strong and attack fall camp.
Max, it seemed like you guys spread the ball around to a lot of different receivers in the spring. Can you talk about just different guys other than Daniel that you relying on?
Yeah. I think the cool part is we relied on the whole room. With how much we spread the ball around, I think that it required everyone to buy in and learn new positions, and outside guys play inside guys play outside, and it took a lot out of that room, and they've done an amazing job learning everything. And it's not like it's new offense; it's learning new positions and learning how to move the ball around a little differently. So I'm excited for that. I think the guys that have really bought in. There's guys like Elijah Spencer, guys like Nuke Hayes, Christian Driver, Tyler Williams. I could go on and on. The whole room has been amazing. I think Q has done an amazing job stepping up as a leader. And that's very tangible in that room to see that.
Worked on any more country songs over the summer?
Oh, not yet. I try to play a little bit, but I'm extremely busy. I get home late at night, and I'm either going to bed or finishing a movie with Katie. But otherwise, sometimes in the summer I'll have a little more time, but the fall is completely put the guitar away and put it behind the bed.
You said the prospects, as in like in our team?
Yeah.
Shoot, we're deep, man. Our depth is something unlike any other years we had. We have multiple of dudes. It's hard to really count on one finger, actually, about how many guys can go out there and play football. So, very depth, in my opinion.
Daniel, you recently hosted a free football camp for the kids back home. What inspired you to do that?
So I haven't quite thrown it yet. It's coming up July 20th. So really excited about that. But kind of what prompted me to do that was my majors, if people who know, is youth studies. So kind of like revolving around youth and like giving back to youth, and kind of growing up, like I used to like do stuff like that, go to little camps just to get active. And I think like just me personally, that's one way I can give back to my city and just like young people as a whole. So
You're going to be the #1 player. People try to take away each week in the passing game, and maybe last year coming into this year you weren't. So how did you kind of try to take on that mentality of knowing with the opposing defensive coordinator, they're going to be trying to come make sure I don't get my targets?
right, I looked at that as like a challenge, and not to compare this to anything like high school or anything, but there's comes to a point where you're obviously a good player in high school, and like teams try to, and I always like think back like I used to love that challenge back in high school where it's like everyone knows it's coming to me, but I still make a play or something like that. But just taking that challenge head on, doing whatever I can to help the team reach success, whether that be me making a play if need be on whoever, or if that means running a route to get somebody else open. So it comes with the game, and it's just exciting for me.
If it's going to click for Elijah this year compared to last year, what has to happen?
He just continue to be himself. I mean, Elijah's an excellent, great player, and I think a lot of players weren't able to really truly see his full potential. But I mean, a lot of great talk and a lot of great things coming up for him this upcoming year. But I think just continually being himself and that confidence is obviously going to be a main thing for receivers in whole. But I think definitely continuing to be confident and playing confidently.
Your versatility is something that sets you apart. What have you done to become a versatile player over the years that can align from different spots?
So like I kind of like look at it like the things that you're good at like become great at, and the things that you're not good at become good at. You know what I'm saying? And then take those steps ahead. And you know, I kind of like know my strengths, and you know, I'm more of a quicker guy and more explosive and whatnot. And then some of my prior weaknesses may have been like more of the contested catch or the jump ball, or so to speak. But just kind of understanding your weaknesses and turning those into strengths to widen your, you know what I'm saying, your repertoire. So.
As a veteran in this offense, what do you feel like has been the primary struggles with the passing game? What's hindered the passing game overall?
I just think it's continually to be consistent, not getting thrown off our game. I don't think it's one thing or anything that's technically hindering us or anything, but I just think continually to play our game, being confident, not letting one play, you know what I'm saying, deplete us or down us for the next drive or because no play, there's going to be drops, there's going to be incompletes, there's going to be 3 and outs, and you know, that's in every team. So just continually to next play, next drive, you know what I'm saying, 1-0 mentality. So.
Damn, with all the new teams coming into the conference and Michigan winning the national title, there's a lot of talk with that. Do you guys feel like maybe you're being overlooked a little bit in this conference?
I mean, overlooked or being underlooked, I don't think it really matters. And I don't technically have an opinion on that because, I mean, a lot of people know like we're Minnesota football. I mean, we're never going to be the most highly touted team ever. So, I mean, that comes with, you know, the territory, but also just using that to hunger you and make you more hungry, and seeing that maybe you're maybe not seen to have the best year or seen to reach all this success, but regardless is what, you know, you guys have in your guys' own culture and those 4 walls.
For those of us who haven't seen Tyler Williams yet, how would you describe him?
He's a freak. I describe him as a playmaker. He's, I mean, if you probably haven't, you can see the metrics, but he's a big guy, he's a big receiver, and he plays physical. You'll definitely be able to see his physicality within his receiver play, his releases, the way he, you know, attacks the ball. So I just think continuing to refine his technique and continually to get coached by Coach Simon and being in this program a little bit while longer, it'll help him develop into an extremely great receiver.
Elijah called Max a frickin' leader.
A frickin' leader?
What do you see out of him as you spent the limited time you've had with him on campus so far?
Yeah, I'll describe it the same way. Like he said, a leader. I mean, I can describe him a commander, a general, however you want to say it. But he definitely takes this offense by the ropes, and he leads us and he pulls us into a great direction. He positively influences all of us in the right way, I'd say.
Were you a part of the group that went to Atlanta?
Yeah, we went to Atlanta. It was me, Mekhi, Kenrick, Spence, a bunch of the tight ends, DT, like a few other guys. And we had a blast, man. It was a week trip. I got down there. I think I was only there for like 4 days. I wasn't able to go to the lake, but the field work was incredible. I mean, the chemistry that we was able to gain right then and there, because that was kind of like a lot of my first reps with Max kind of coming in. Was like, I think those was extremely important to what we got coming up, actually.
What impresses you most about Max's work in the pocket?
It's hard to pinpoint it on one thing, because you can speak about his arm talent and then you can speak about like all the ability he has, but for me personally, what gets to me the most is his mindset and his mentals. Is like a lot of quarterbacks. Like I feel like if a quarterback, you're supposed to kind of be able to throw the ball. That's your position, especially if you're gonna be in the, you know what I'm saying, a highly programmed. But he's second to none. Like his arm talent is crazy. But I think he really separates himself in his mental game and his mindset and how he attacks like every day with his preparation. So.
How much of a gamer are you? Do you play a little bit?
Yeah, I'm a gamer. I consider myself a gamer. In my Instagram bio, if it didn't say athlete, it definitely would have said gamer. So I like to play some COD, Call of Duty, a little bit of Fortnite. I'll be on some 2K a little bit.
You'll be using yourself?
Yeah, coming up. So this is gonna be exciting. I seen Ariante got that 93 overall, so I'm definitely running in behind him. And then it's gonna be dope. I think NCAA is gonna be it's gonna be game changing. Y'all gonna get it?
How many targets is Daniel Jackson gonna get a game in that?
Oh, with me at offensive coordinator? I mean, I'm gonna share the love. Of course, I gotta share the love, but I'm definitely I'm gonna give myself the targets, man. I'm gonna give myself allow himself to be a playmaker. So I'm excited to play it.
How cool is that? You as a gamer now getting to play as yourself in a video game.
I feel like I'm not really gonna be able to feel that surreal, because you can create yourself in like a Madden game or something like that, but it's not gonna be the same until you can really, you know what I'm saying, go in and be able to see your face. But I think it's definitely a surreal moment. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's gonna probably stick with me forever. So it's kind of hard to like. I'm excited to play. Like I'll give you a lot more answers once I finally get on it.
Future in esports, maybe?
Hopefully. I mean, yeah. If I can find some way to get in touch with that type of community, I would definitely love to do that. So that'd be dope.
Any more?
All right, sweet. Thank you.